Hello viewers, my name is Adam.
Yeah, I'm Aaron.
This is Seeking Media Productions bring you a movie review.
Okay, so probably one of the most patriotic movies is going to come out so far has been released, and we went and we saw it, and of course we're talking about Top Gun Maverick.
Starring Tom Cruise. This is his movie.
This is his movie. It's probably going to end up being his year.
Yeah, at the time of this video, Top Gun Maverick is surpassed all of Tom Cruise's starring roles exponentially.
I would not be shocked to hear that Top Gun Maverick makes it probably past $1 billion to a $2 billion range, or at least I think it's going to get even more of a higher resurgence where it is right now come maybe July 4th. Because, I mean, I can't think of any other movie right now that's going to be like the quintessential movie to go watch for that dang day.
In the year of 2022. That's
like, oh my God.
So yeah, this Top Gun Maverick, if you don't recognize the brand, this is the sequel to the 1980s film that also starred Tom Cruise back in the day. That film that also co-starred with Val Kilmer and two other actresses who do not make an appearance in this film. That was a huge behind-the-scenes controversy. Meg Ryan and I'm not sure about the other actress because I like the movie was before our time.
It was. I mean, I saw it. I remember watching it, and you know, from what it was. I mean, I enjoyed it, but at the same time, it's like it wasn't my go-to film.
Yeah, but controversy aside, a little bit, this film is being beloved by all, from cinemagoers and general audience in general.
The things they do with jets in this film is top notch.
When we go into the production, that's where we discuss even further. The film is directed by Joseph Kosinski. People probably know him as the one who directed Tron Legacy, which is ironically like another Legacy sequel.
I'm sensing a pattern here. So it's what's the next one he's going to end up trying to tackle?
But Legacy sequels has been a very recurring theme in modern Hollywood in this era, from Blade Runner 2049, Doctor Sleep, Mad Max Fury Road, my favorite. But this was a welcome surprise. But what's Top Gun Maverick about anyway?
Again, we said Top Gun Maverick centers itself around the individual himself, Maverick, as he is going about his way as a
Pete is his real name.
Yeah,
Maverick is
his cosign. And some people are going to have to really get your head around it. You're not always going to refer to the characters by their actual name. You're going to refer to them by their cosigns, which is cool. But it follows Maverick as he is still trying to keep his heart and soul where he feels he belongs, which is in the air as a pilot.
Yeah, he wants to. This film addresses, in a very meta sense, Tom Cruise's own age as a growing, aging actor, but he's still able to do a lot of his own. Basically do all the nitty-gritty stunts work, and the film is very much a testament to not only the fact that he's acknowledging that aspect of his life through the character that he's portraying here, but it's still showing that he still is able to do it.
But he's also got something holding him back too, with the death of his ace pilot buddy.
From the previous film.
He has found himself in a quite tight spot with his buddy's son, who his co-sign in this movie is Rooster.
Yeah, like if you don't, it's best to watch the first film beforehand, because despite the fact that it's a Legacy sequel, and for the most part it does introduces plenty of new characters.
It follows closely towards the coattails.
The emotional through line.
Yeah, exactly, of where that original film lied. So if you it's just definitely one of those films where it would probably pay you a lot better if you revisit that film and then come and go watch this one.
Nostalgic sells.
It does.
And it's effective here. If you have attachment to the very first movie.
It's true.
But what this film does differently than what the first film did, story wise, is this does put a lot of more emphasis on the actual mission at hand.
Yeah.
That Tom Cruise's character is being assigned to teach crew of newly and top the best line pilots to get them ready for a very dangerous mission that requires the expertise of highly efficient training.
And to be honest with you, you really do gain a grasp of how dangerous and challenging their mission truly is. I mean, we're thrown right there in the dirt, in the ground, or in the sky, as we would want to say it, with the pilots. You actually feel what they feel. You see what they are seeing, and you feel, and it's like it's a thrill ride.
And for most of the backbone of the plot is about finessing the strategy of how they're going to do this. Characters, I would say, like, for most modern Tom Cruise's films, a lot of times it is mainly the Tom Cruise and company. This one it has the benefit of doubt that his co-star played by Miles Teller, who plays the son of his deceased pilot from the first film. They make up the most significant relationship in this film.
It's pretty much actually really their film to begin with, to really focusing in on it.
Yeah, on which Tom Cruise's role is a reverse from what he is. Like he's mainly a teacher, who basically had to like humble the new set of characters who are coming in very hot and cocky, all because they.
Case in point, let's direct that right towards one of the other characters, Hangman,
played by Scott Glenn.
I enjoyed this character, but yeah, he was definitely somebody who could have benefited from a little bit of humbling. And watch the movie, you'll see where it goes.
Yeah, the people get their cosigns for a reason.
Yeah,
but not a lot of the characters in this film, they're played by some notable stars, don't necessarily make that much of an impression.
No.
A lot of times they are either just stand-ins, doing just going through the motions, basically seat fillers. Like if there was an oppositional force that's actually addressed in this film, is the character played by John Hamm, who gets a lot of contention and do a lot more who sets a lot of obstacles for Tom Cruise's character, because he wants to play as by the book as possible, but if
there's no by the book with these people.
No.
It's all about how you feel and touch the situation as it goes, and that's really how this film likes to write itself.
But back on Miles Teller, who slightly took a brief break before this film in Hollywood, maybe because he had a slew of flops.
That's putting it
beforehand.
Very lightly. Let's just say that he hasn't been the same since, I don't know, what's his last real big hit?
The failed Fantastic Four film.
I said big hit.
But you see that there's a huge gap if you look through his filmography. But in this film, you see the reason why Hollywood will still hire him, because he is a very charismatic figure. The first movie actually focused a lot more on the character relationships than this film did, because this film was very much more focused on the mission as opposed to the last film.
Yep.
And one of the so a lot of the character development that's done, I feel as though there was a lot of shortcuts.
Yeah,
especially how the building of the team dynamic for a lot of it, because the film does this homage again that was known for the first film about the beach situation.
Yeah, the volleyball or for displaying. That just serves as eye candy.
Yeah, but there's a narrative reason why they do it, a similar moment in this film, but it is such a very short and brief moment that the purpose of it gets lost. Why would you do it in the first place if you're just going to cut it to its bare minimum? No, you need if you're gonna have character building moments, you have to have.
You have to let them linger. You have to let the audience grow with it as the scene evolves, and they do cut a lot away from things where they honestly should just let the scene breathe.
And Jennifer Connelly, who's played the love interest, that's all she is in this film. She did a lot.
Really gay. It's
Not
not
doing
really,
good for female characters anymore.
No, it really don't. And I wish they had because this would have been a beautiful opportunity to actually showcase just how highlight female standings within the military itself if they actually had put that in there. But
which also says a lot about the two female co-stars from the last film. Again, the fact that one of them actually has a narrative focus in the movie, but you'll see the reason why they decided to write that character out.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that her role is actually, despite the fact that she's the actress and the character is not visually seen here, it would have been helped with the emotional through line between Miles Teller and Tom Cruise's character.
Yep.
So let's go into what the real money. The reason why this
production though.
Yeah. This Joseph Kosinski, with a team that was assembled by Tom Cruise, apparently, to watch the behind the scenes, made some of the most amazingly shot aerial footage in film ever. to this point.
Other studios, other directors and producers, y'all need to take notes. This is definitely one of those movies that you're definitely going to want to probably have to watch in film school or whatever, because they had magic here.
You can see like this is practically stunt to the highest degree, where you could tell that each of the pilot actors they did the training. You see that there are actual plans being shown. And doing some very dangerous maneuvers, and all held together with some really how they got shots that
I'm like, is any of this stuff legal?
Like filmmaking is influential when you actively want to pursue and see how you can recreate that.
Yep.
Especially during the last third act, where a lot of where the actual mission is actually being done. Complete difference from the very first film, where it was less coherent on how they filmed the shot. This one is very focused. They have the strategy. It's better than, it's very coherent in how they're able to go in and out of the pilots and also the flight action.
Again, you felt like you were in the movie itself. You felt as though you were part of that mission, and you were in the cockpits with a lot of those actors. And as they was going throughout the mission itself, you felt the turns and the twists and the barrel rolls, everything. You really were a pilot in the cockpit with this film.
It shows very clear direction. Music in the film have plenty of callbacks from the original soundtrack.
Pretty much.
Kenny Loggins, Danger Zone. Yeah, Danger Zone Danger Zone makes a very good comeback here. The film overall is basically a very old-fashioned film.
Yeah.
How the story structure is handled.
Very much. I think that was basically one of the major things I took away from it, is that this definitely felt like a movie that was a time capsule film.
Despite the fact that it is also a film, not only does a lot looking back, it does show a very clear vision forward. If there's anything that production wise that I would say that does affect the story impact, is during the mission that it is very one-sided.
Yeah, you really don't get a sense of the quote-unquote bad guys in this film, or just the individual.
It's a faceless enemy.
It really is. Yeah.
I would say that this movie's good.
Yeah, same.
It's a solid good.
It's a solid good flick. I would definitely. I do find myself, if it's on, once again, I will watch this again. I liked what I saw in it, and it was entertaining. I had a good time. But I'm not going to also say that this was probably the best film I've seen.
Yeah,
that's how there's a couple of films that came out this year.
2022.
Yeah,
it's been a strong year for very amazing type of filmmaking. with auteur visions all throughout.
Yep.
But this is also, and this is one of their lists. Is on like good top of the list on probably a lot of people's top 10 list by the end of this year. I appreciate the filmmaking.
Yep.
It's just that the characters, they like, despite the fact that unless other than the two leads, a lot of it is to be being background. Really? So
that's all you really can say. It's a good flick. Go out there and watch it. How did you feel about it? If you did, let us know. Guys, as always, please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to see more from our videos, please hit that bell down there at the bottom for notifications. We want to hear from you. I'm Aaron.
I'm Adam.
And this has been Seeking Media Productions.
Be sure to look at our social media accounts on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter from other social media reviews from stuff that we don't have that much time to do make a video
There's
on.
so much coming out.
And yeah, see you later.
Bye.